Chosen One Collective. June 26th. Everything is working together for your good. There is an old promise, repeated across centuries of spiritual tradition in different languages and different forms, that nothing in your life is wasted. Not the failure, not the betrayal, not the years that felt like they were going nowhere. Every piece, even the ones that hurt you deeply, even the ones you would never have chosen, is being woven into something that ultimately serves your becoming. This is not a promise that everything happening to you is good in itself. Some of it is genuinely painful, unjust, and would not be chosen by any reasonable person. The promise is something more precise than that. It is that nothing is happening in isolation. Everything is connected to everything else, and the connection is working in your favor, even when each individual thread looks like damage. Picture the way a weaver works from the back of a tapestry, pulling threads through in a sequence that looks chaotic from where the weaver is sitting, knots and crossings that make no visual sense up close. It is only from the front, once enough threads have been placed, that the image becomes visible. You have spent a great deal of your life staring at the back of the tapestry, evaluating each knot in isolation, deciding that this thread was a mistake, that color should not be there, this section makes no sense. You were not wrong that it looked confusing. You were wrong to assume that confusion meant the weaver had lost the design. The chosen one eventually has to make peace with not being shown the front of the tapestry in advance. This is one of the harder surrenders required of a person walking a real spiritual path. You want to know, before you endure something, that it will be worth it. You want the meaning delivered up front so you can decide whether the suffering is acceptable. That is not how this particular promise operates. The meaning is usually revealed afterward, sometimes long afterward, sometimes not until you are old enough to look back across decades and finally see how the pieces that seemed disconnected were actually conversing with each other the entire time. Think about a setback you survived years ago that, at the time, felt like the end of something irreplaceable. Look at where you are now and notice, honestly, how many of the things you currently value would not exist without that setback having occurred exactly when and how it did. The relationship you would never have entered, the skill you would never have developed, the clarity about what actually matters to you that only became visible once the thing you thought mattered most was taken away. This is not retroactive optimism. This is simply an honest look at how the threads actually connected, once enough time had passed to see the pattern. This does not mean you should go looking for hardship or thank difficulty as though it is inherently desirable. It means trusting that even the hardship you did not choose and would not choose again is not exempt from being woven into the larger design. Nothing that has happened to you is outside the reach of this process. Not the years you consider wasted. Not the relationships that ended badly. Not the version of yourself you are embarrassed by when you look back. All of it is thread. None of it has been discarded by the weaver, even the pieces you yourself have tried to discard out of shame or regret. There is a particular freedom available to a person who actually believes this, not as a slogan but as a working truth. It loosens the grip of regret because regret depends on believing a different path would have produced a strictly better outcome, when in fact you cannot know that, and the promise suggests otherwise. It loosens the grip of resentment toward people who hurt you, not because what they did was acceptable, but because their actions, even at their worst, did not have the power to remove you from the larger design being worked on your behalf. Nothing anyone did to you was strong enough to overrule this promise. Consider, too, that this promise extends to the people involved in your story, even the ones who caused real harm. Their part in the weaving does not excuse what they did, and you are not required to thank them or pretend the harm did not matter. But their actions, even at their most destructive, were not powerful enough to remove your good from the design. The weaver works with every thread that enters the loom, including the ones placed there by people who meant you no good at all. Their intentions do not get the final say over the outcome. The pattern does. What would change in you today if you treated every difficult chapter of your story, past and present, as material being actively used rather than damage being passively endured? Not damage you have to recover from in isolation, but raw material being incorporated, even now, into something that will eventually make sense in a way it does not make sense yet. You do not need to understand the pattern today to trust that the pattern is being formed. Close your eyes for a moment and receive these words. Whisper, "Everything is working together for my good. Nothing in my life is wasted. Every thread, even the painful ones, is being woven into a design I cannot yet see. I release the need to understand it now. I trust the weaver. I trust the pattern. I trust that my good is being formed." You are not looking at a finished picture yet. You are looking at the back of something still being made. Trust the hands working on it. Trust that every thread, even the ones that hurt, is being held with intention. The pattern is forming. Your good is coming. This is Chosen One Collective. We will see you tomorrow.